Hello, super friends. Here with a quick Supergirl review. I'm about to do a Flash React thing. I don't know how long it'll take me to edit and get it uploaded. Hopefully not as long as Game of Thrones. It's a lot shorter show and a lot more formulaic, so it's easier to know where to jump to on the edits, so it won't take as long. Hopefully. Anywho, Supergirl review. Making it short. As I say, Flash is about to come on. And I'm waiting for that. It actually snuck up on me, Supergirl. I forgot they all came back on this week. But it was a good episode. I usually, Supergirl for me can have more misses than hits. It was a very good episode. Supergirl still reeling from her decision to send Mon-El away. I like that she's just darker now. Even the reason isn't the greatest, but like this show that's a happy-go-lucky. You know, the tone it usually has, it can be a little much and a little boring. So it's refreshing for Supergirl to go a little darker for an episode. Hell, you could almost mistake it for a Arrow episode because it's so, like, every other scene was at night. And it just had a darker tone. Kara was darker. She's, of course, depressed and feeling guilty about everything. Well, not guilty, but she considers herself no longer human. And she's really beat up. And she doesn't want to be a reporter anymore. She just wants to be Supergirl all the time. And she's sort of shut off from everything. And it's really not just Mon-El. That's kind of how I read into it. Like, Mon-El was just like, it's another thing. Like, it's also her parent. Because when she's having the dream in the beginning, she sees her mom. So I get the feeling it's just losing stuff in general. It isn't just Mon-El, but this is just the latest thing she's had to lose. That is why it bothers her so much. And I imagine it isn't just that it was her boyfriend. She's also like the only one, except for her cousin. But he's hardly there. So it was probably nice for her to have someone like similar to her around. You know, like he didn't quite have her powers, but he was close enough that they could relate to each other a bit. So she probably does miss just having another alien around all the time. Like specifically, he's a Daxamite, but you know they share like they're not that different from one another. Not as different as I would say Martian Manhunter. He's like a completely different breed of alien powers. I don't know. I imagine, you know, Kara found Mon-El to be relatable, and she probably doesn't like, you know, that aspect. It's not just the lover drama that's gotten her beaten up, I feel. Anywho, it did. Like, everyone gave her a pep talk in this episode. James, Martian, her sister Maggie, who else? Did fucking Gwen give a pep talk? I don't know, but they did it like back to back. That was a little much. They should have intercut some scenes. But it was like, might as well just been lined up, taking their turns giving pep talks, and Supergirl taking her shot at shooting them down. And Martian Manhunter was ultimately the one, of course, to talk sense to her, because he's pretty much like the Diggle of this show. When someone's got to get real and beat some sense in someone, it's usually Diggle, and in Supergirl's case, it's usually Martian. The villain is a bit forgettable. In fact, I can't even really remember them. And it's not that the villains were so bad, but the focus is really Kara herself. So much so that the villains are really second, an afterthought. They like eventually hijack some sub and start attacking the city from underwater. And then they're, oh, Supergirl can't breathe. We'll get to that. I should maybe go things in order. She's also getting more reckless, too, as she's no longer, she's really depressed, and she's getting very reckless, and, like, that will probably become a bigger issue later, her recklessness. There's a few story beats I gotta bring up. I agree with Supergirl, regardless. When James buzzed her to come in, the emergency buzzer, I was really on Supergirl's side. You really shouldn't call her away from her Supergirl work to talk to her about a deadline. Like, yeah, that one she had wrapped up. What if she was, like, literally in the middle of saving children or something? Like, she could be doing that. I don't know. I kind of have to side with Supergirl. Like, you fucking just go to her apartment or something. Knock on her door, talk to her. Don't fucking use the emergency beeper. Should have taken it back. I would have taken that shit. Hand it back, you fucking retard. I don't care how fucking real you're trying to be. Give me the fucking beeper. Stupid asshole. I really gotta side with him on that. Or her on that one. Oh, Cat Grant, she's not in it. You see her on TV screens, but she still has a slight presence. She's a speaker for the president. That's not really a big story point, but she's still around. We don't really see much of her Kara at work. She's really in. We see a lot of her either at can't remember the fucking place. You know, alien headquarter place where they work. The DE something. She's either there or out in the streets as Supergirl. And she's also blowing off like everything. Like Maggie's like got a not a wedding. Well, she's gonna have a wedding, but she invited Supergirl to do a bunch of things. Supergirl's blowing her off. Everyone's like, ah, you keep blowing us off. And she's busy being Supergirl. That's really what the whole episode's about. The end, some bad guys hijack a sub, attack. I don't know. There's a public gathering. I can't remember why. There's like it seems there's always like a public gathering for something, and it's always getting attacked. Oh yeah, there is some kind of C plot about the place she works getting bought, and then Lena Luthor buys it. That'll be probably more pertinent in the upcoming episodes. Right now, that's just kind of... honestly didn't care. I didn't really like the stupid guy storyline. You know, they really lay it on a bit thick, because I would have preferred, like, maybe they're almost going bankrupt and Lena buys it. Lena Luthor buys it. That would have read better for me. But it does. It's unimportant. It's an unimportant plot, but yeah, there's not much. I mean, it's a good episode, but it's really like Kara just like acting off her other actors. There isn't like a big plot twist where like an enemy shows up or something crazy happens. Well, something crazy does happen towards the end. Some girl and her daughter, something falls on her, and she like lifts it up. She's somebody. I'm not familiar with her from the comics. I'm not as familiar with Supergirl comics as I am with everyone else. I definitely know Arrow's comic, and I know Flash's comic way better, his lore. And Batman and Harley Quinn are usually more my regular reads. And I have read some Superman, but Supergirl herself, I'm not as familiar with. So if she's someone from the comics, I'm not aware of it. Her and her daughter. During the attack, debris falls in and it hits this little girl, and her mother just hulks it off her. She's clearly a something. I don't know what yet. Let's wrap this up. It's really, oh yeah, I think she's the pod baby from, the credits. Or, not the credits. Yeah, you know, at the end of last season, they shot a pod off the planet. I think she's it. And she just doesn't know it. I think she's an alien and may not be aware of it fully, or she doesn't know she's that baby from Krypton. Whatever. I'm probably getting all off it. Yeah, John Jones is the one that eventually, I wouldn't say talk sense into her, because I still think this is gonna be a thing in the upcoming episodes. But she tries to quit her job, and she at least reconsiders that. So it looks like the combination of John talking to her and Lena buying her place, that seems to have influenced her to go back to work. Shit. Things keep going out. Whatever. Yeah, that's really all there is to say. Not an eventful episode, but a really more emotionally charged one. I do like the girl that plays Supergirl. Not all the other actors are really my favorites. I like Jones, but I'm not crazy about her sister. She might be hot, but I don't think she's a particularly great actress. But Kara, the girl that plays her, is particularly good. She can do like the strong, like emotional stuff really well, but definitely better than a lot of the other scenes. Like when Maggie tries to do a sad, emotional thing, it really feels like she's just pouting for the sake of it. But enough of that. That's pretty much my review. Not much to say on it. Supergirl. I'll probably be back later at some point with The Flash. What time is it? 8:45. Yep. 8:45. I'll be back later.